beer 30 somewhere. I want to welcome everybody to 2017 Beermas. The thing about it, just to give everybody a heads up, this is the 4th annual Beermas, and it's the first video edition of Beermas. And every time I have a Beermas set up, I like to have guest drinkers to help identify the beers and help give critiques on it as well. I'm Wally Lamb, and this is Zach Toole. And overall, we're going to do a doubler tonight. Basically, to give you a heads up about what Beermas is all about, it's a holiday that I created. It's the tastiest advent calendar that has ever been put into existence, where it starts on December 13th every year, and it's the 12 Ales of Beermas. That's the whole setup behind it. And it's one ale a night all the way till the big day, the 24th. And on that 24th, maybe we'll see, might have a Santa appearance, because I go out and here in Eno Trace, where I live in Durham, North Carolina, I dress up as Santa Claus and all the kids. So I usually, as like a topper, I retire after I've done the Santa Claus gig and come inside and have the last beer right before the night before Christmas. But anyway, let's get to the good stuff. Right now, I've been doing Beermas. This is the 4th annual, so I've been doing it 3 years. Really enjoyed this. This is a great little holiday that I invented. And with this, I've tried over 30 to 50 beers and critiqued them online. Well, this is originated to be posted on the CGC boards, which is it's a company that encapsulates comic books and gives it grades. But again, that's kind of my street cred. Tool, I didn't know if you wanted to add anything about yourself, but the one thing about it, before I do that, I wanted to talk to you about a gift I got for you, which is an old Rasputin. It's a Russian Imperial Stout, delicious. It was on one of my Beermas events before, and I ranked real high. It's delicious. It's trying to emulate the Russian Stout. And you yourself, you've actually been to Russia through school, right?
That's right. I spent about 6 months total there in various parts of Siberia, and mostly in St. Petersburg. In terms of the beer, there's not a lot good to say. But if you do find yourself in an imported beer store and you see a Baltica No. 9, go ahead and get it, because it's probably Russia's best exported beer that I've had anyway. But this is awesome, and it's a great tribute to the old Russian stouts they used to make. So yeah, thanks, man. This is awesome.
You got it. No problem. Well, getting to the first beer that we have on deck, and again, tonight's going to be a double header. So even though this is supposed to be an advent calendar where you get one beer a night, we're actually going to do two, because I help with my son's scout troop, and tomorrow I'm not going to have the time to be able to do it. So we're going to do the Black Note, and then we're going to do Hopness Monster. But first we got the Black Note from Bell's, and let's go ahead and give it a try.
What kind of temperature you got on that bad boy right now?
It's probably about 50. It's not really chill, but it's a little bit below room.
Okay.
And I've heard that actually the key is to get it kind of close to room temperature to open it up. So let's see how it pours. Let's see how it tastes. And right now we're only going to share one, because this has a big kick to it. Seems to pour real nice. And right now, let's see what I got right here. A lot of times I like to give a good hard pour, so that way I can see what type of carbonation we're dealing with.
Might I see the bottle?
Oh, sure, my bad. Here we go. And let's see what we got here. Real good to the nose. And right now you're actually hearing my dog, by the way. This is a real house, not a studio. But yeah, it's good to the nose. Got a lot of fruitiness there. A lot of body. You can definitely taste
The malt.
The malt is
sure.
It's acidic. There's a good acidicness to it. It's got a good sting to it, you know, overall.
Yeah.
But it's got good flavor. And to let you get one, yeah.
No. I was gonna say it's not too much chocolate, but you can definitely taste a bit of it in there.
Oh yeah. The one thing about it is that my overall take on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to kind of let that be something I do later. And because right now I like to check out the nose, the mouthfeel, the keynotes, and if there's any aftertaste or anything like that. And that's something I like to dwindle upon a little bit. But overall, this is phenomenal. This is again, Bells are out of Kalamazoo, and this is very tasty. So they should be proud of this right now.
It's tasty.
Yeah.
You know, for an 11.2, it doesn't taste alcoholic at all.
Yeah, it does. It kind of masks that booziness, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I have had this on draft prior, and you know, I guess when it was real super chilled, you can taste the booziness.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as it's more close to room temperature, the booziness, you know, really isn't there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of aftertaste I'm getting, if any.
Mhm.
Not much.
Not a whole lot.
It's pretty clean.
Yeah, you're right. So, you know, I think a good friend of mine actually told me that drinking this closer to room is good for this, and I agree. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. That'll be wrapping up day one. We're going to take a slight break and wash out the glasses and get ready for the Hopness Monster. We are back, and again, Wally Lamb. This is Zachary Toole with me, and just like as I was talking before, you know, this is the Advent calendar, Beermas, 12 days of Beermas, and the whole thing about it is usually it's one beer a night, but again, I'm doing a doubler tonight, as I stated earlier, and I can break the rules because, you know, just like when you make a holiday. A pie crust, or it's like pie crust. It actually is made to be broken. So again, on the second day of Beermas, we got Catawba Hopness Monster, and with that, this is brewed out of Morganton, North Carolina. And here you go, my man. And I was going to go ahead and check this out. This is an IPA. And it's not a local. We'll check her out in North Carolina, see how we're looking. And again, I wanted to give it a nice, good hard pour to see, you know, how the head stacks up, and it does. That's pretty good. Let's see. Got a good
Smell the hops and beer.
yeah, got a good citrusy. Cheers to you, man.
Cheers.
I know. It's got a good smoothness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Real good. Drinkable.
Very.
Very drinkable. Yeah, you can actually, you know, taste a good bit of citrus. You can taste definitely the hoppiness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just overall has a good body. It's not too weak, not too, you know, hopped out so that you couldn't
right in the middle.
Yeah, so that you couldn't try, you know, to have another one, because I mean a lot of times you have some certain IPAs, especially when it's like an imperial.
Mm-hmm.
You can get hopped out pretty quick on
For
stuff.
sure.
So yeah. I like this.
Yeah, for sure the citrus is there.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was been in Morganton. This is up in the western part of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, once you get closer to Asheville, you really got a lot of competition.
For sure.
There's some beautiful ales out that way. Yeah. Doesn't have a whole lot of keynotes other than a decent body.
Mm-hmm. Said there were 2 varieties of hops in there.
Yeah. Decent body, great hop texture, so it's good. Really solid. Pardon. Yeah. All right. Well, that goes number 2. All right, it's Beer 30 once again. Welcome back. And this is Beermas 2017, day number 3. Right now, our flavor for the evening is Sexual Chocolate by Foothills. This is the Bourbon Barrel Special. And this is pretty important to me. It just basically is one of my favorite it's one of my favorite stouts that I actually fell in love with many years ago, and it kind of helps build upon my history, because the actual way I got acquainted by a lot of beers is I went to Durham Beer Fest, and I did that from 2009 to about 2013. It really helped me get acquainted to a lot of different types of beers. And I would definitely recommend that if somebody was really getting into the beer scene, especially craft beers, that you go out and explore one of these beer fests and really take advantage of that. I mean, now it just seems kind of expensive because the tickets right now I think are going like about $60, and for a venture for a couple hours of drinking, it's kind of a challenge to actually put away enough beer to make it worth your while. But I just remember this beer from Foothills. They're out of Greensboro, North Carolina, and they actually put out a ton of decent quality beers, a lot of decent stuff, and I'm really proud to have them represent my state. Other than stouts, they have a great IPA, Jade. They have People's Porter. I mean, that's just to name a couple of them. But this is really fun because the Durham Beer Fest that I went to, I remember trying to judge a lot of those beers and what actually was a favorite of mine. And Sexual Chocolate, before they actually started bottling this and getting it out there, you can only really find it on tap. And one of the things was, this was like my favorite, and to have them actually bottle it was awesome, and having it distributed. And the actual thing was, this is special. And a lot of times on the actual beer fest, I try to choose beers I've never had before. And again, this really isn't cheating, because this is the first time I've ever had the bourbon barrel version of Sexual Chocolate. And to talk about Sexual Chocolate, you can't really talk about Sexual Chocolate without going, Sexual Chocolate! That's just like Coming to America, Eddie Murphy. And I'm sure that's where they actually came up with the name of this. But, wow, smell that malt. That smells delicious. And let's see what we got here. You actually smell the bourbon. Let's see what kind of pour we got here. Again, let's see what we got. I'm going to give it a little bit of a hard pour because I wanted to see what kind of a head I can get here. And again, that's good to start out. Yeah, my son down here, for the holidays, he brought this little Chili Willy Penguin. So I figured I'd go ahead and put him here for the show. Now again, for those out there, since I'm taking my son on a camping trip to tomorrow with the Weeblos. I'm going to do a back-to-back. So first we're going to do the Sexual Chocolate here, and then we got Birdsong Wake Up Porter, which will be day 4. And right now you can actually smell a lot of the bourbon. You know, caramel, malt, has a nice tan head to it, jet black. A lot of body, a lot of things going on in there. Has a real smooth mouthfeel, but you can just taste how deep this is. Very woodsy, bourbon, raisin, cocoa, heck, even maybe even some coconut. A little bit of acidic, but nothing to really worry about. You can have, you know, the vanilla, very, very chocolatey. And again, I had this chilled in the refrigerator a little bit. I might actually, when I actually do my final rating, let this sit out a bit and try to gauge, because a lot of times a really good stout, because I've had this, you know, the regular non-bourbon, and I've tried to do the same thing, but a really good quality, high-rated stout, it loves to change the identity throughout warming periods of, you know, rooming, basically get up to room temperature. It changes and it has different characteristics to it. Right now you can tell there's a lot of good alcohol going on. This is almost a 10%er, it's a 9.6, but it's really smooth for what it is, really warming to the chest. But overall, this is really fantastic. Because a lot of times I would say, you know, either a yay or nay. I mean, I don't think I've ever really heard of a bourbon barrel where it negatively affected the ale. But you can really taste the bourbon, and it really complements it. You know, it complements the good chocolate nature of it. Real rich, real flavorful, real woody. Just awesome. Merry Beermas, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. This is day 4, Beermas 2017. The thing about it, before we actually get to the beer of the day on this 12 days of Beermas, I wanted to take a minute to reflect on some of the earlier winners from past years. And with that, I've been doing this since this is the 4th annual, doing it 3 times since then. I've got 3 beers that I've actually bought again that were the winners. So first, let's start out with 2014, which was the Southern Tier Chocolat. If you haven't tried this, it's an excellent deep stout. It's beautiful, got a lot of body and flavor. That's a great stout. That was the winner from 2015. 2014 was the black chocolate stout from Brooklyn, which again, that has beautiful flavor, very deep. This one's very sweet. Now, this is a sweet person, but it has a lot of alcohol. I think that's at least a 10%er. This one's beautiful, and believe it or not, these have different bottles, and I've already enjoyed this one this year. But I mean, this was this year's Christmas bomb. This was the winner of last year, 2016's Christmas bomb, and this was just so awesome. I couldn't wait to try it again. So I've already sampled that out. But those are the winners from past years, and let's get to drinking. It's beer 30, right? Right now, up on deck, is a local brew, Birdsong Brewing Company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Wake Up Porter. Birdsong. So let's give it a smell. Let's give it a taste. Let's give it a look-see. All right. Again, it's got some good carbonation. I'm not pouring too hard, but at the same time, we're getting a little bit of body in there. Nice creamy head here. Tan. Looks like we smells. The aroma is coffee house. Real bold. Poured out a mahogany brown coffee. Got a lot of distinction there. Heavy on the malt. Chocolate, definitely coffee. Coffee is definitely there. That's a strong point. If you like a good, strong coffee ale, this is definitely up your alley. This has a little bit of looseness, but still, I'm sure, this is straight out of the refrigerator. I don't know if this is like a stout where it might have more, tones where if you let it warm up. Really wakes up the palate. It's only like a 6%, 5.8. But this is good. This was a good recommendation. Again, chocolatey malt, coffee. And I guess so to speak, the early bird gets the tasty beer. So there you have it, guys. Wake Up Porter. Hey guys, welcome back to the Beer Fest Day 5, 2017. We got a couple of special treats tonight. Before we get to that, though, I just wanted to talk about how exhausted I am. I mean, one of the things that's crazy is I was doing a lot of hoop jumping, trying to make sure that my son got to camping trips and doing luminaries around the neighborhood, walking around, and heading down to Charlotte to do a Comic-Con. It's kind of fun because it's just something, a hobby and business that I am into, and I got a couple of good ones right here. L.B. Coles, and heck, even I found a fun book that had my self-title. Remember, Wally's the most, huh? Ha. Anyway, the thing about it tonight, I got a real special treat in which on Day 5 of Beermas, I had a good friend send me a special beer from Oregon. So this is just kind of cool. It's a Russian stout. I'm going to see how well it measures up to the classics like Old Rasputin or Bell's Expedition Stout. But this one right here is bourbon aged, the bourbon barrel aged, and it has a great name, and I can't wait to give it a try. This is from Planktown Brewing Company, and let's give it a go. Wow, that's got a real good chocolatey smell to it. And again, I really didn't refrigerate this too much because I really wanted to give it a good go on how it's almost next to no head. Of course, I didn't pour it too hard, but just got finished checking it out. Again, I'm gonna smell a little vanilla, a little malt. That's deep. It's real tasty. After everything I had juggling, this is exactly what I needed. You can definitely taste the dark chocolate. It's definitely real smooth. Not a whole lot of mouthfeel, but I mean it's balanced in different areas. I mean it's a little bit looser than the Rasputin in my opinion, but it makes up for that in body in different areas. It's got a boozy vanilla-like sweetness to it. So yeah, it's definitely full. It has a loose mouth feel, but the flavor is definitely there. Very chest warming too. I think this is a 10%er. So again, that's something that you got to respect, But has a lot of good yummy dark chocolate. This is special. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Cheers. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Beermas 2017. This is day 6. Yeah. So now it's time for tonight's beer. But first, let me go ahead and go back last night to the lovely stout, the lovely Russian stout that we had. The name of that again is the From Russia with Love from Planktown. Now tonight's quality beer, it was from a recommendation that somebody gave me here in town. It's Mikkeller's Windy Hill, and that's from San Diego. Now this is a New England style ale, and it's India IPA, England style, so let's go ahead and give it a try. It has a lot of really good body, decent carbonation. I can smell the citrus even from here. The deep pour. Maybe I poured a little bit too hard because it got a good head here. But overall, it's almost got a tropical fruit, mango, grapefruit. The smell, even a hint of vanilla. Deep yellow pour. Really tasty. I got this sucker ice cold. It's a taste of citrus. There's a little bit of bitter hops in there, a bit of grapefruit, a little bit of pine. Nice follow-up. Really good. Solid, refreshing. This would be great probably on a hot day. Solid. Excelsior. Cheers. Till tomorrow night. To Windy Hill. How's it going, guys? Welcome back, and Merry Beermas. This is the 12th, or this is the 7th day of the 12 days of Beermas here. We got a nice special surprise for you tonight. It's really awesome. Right now, this is a collaboration between Evil Twin Brewing and Prairie Ales. This is called Bible Belt. It's a stout that's supposed to be like real thick. A lot of different things that are going on in it. So I've heard a lot about this. A lot of people have been talking about it. Before I get to that, I wanted to give a special shout out to my old unit, the 10th Mountain Division up in Fort Drum, New York. The thing about it, here's to you guys. The one thing about it, they on the Army-Navy game, they went ahead and gave you guys props by throwing those uniforms dedicated to those winter soldiers up there. And it's kind of funny, you know. You probably see this coming. That once they don those colors, you know the guys were going to have it snow, snow, snow. So it was a snow bowl up in old Philadelphia, but the 10th Mountain West Point boys, they actually prevailed. Go Army! But yeah, getting back to the beer, this is exciting. It's good stuff. I can't wait. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Pours black. Got a creamy head going on here. Be able to smell it here in a minute. Looks like motor oil. Man, that looks delicious. All right. Here we go, so we can take a good look. All right, let's take a. Smells rich. Rich chocolate. Maybe some chili pepper. Maybe some coffee in there. Even a little vanilla. So let's give it a taste and see what we got going on here. Yeah, I think this is a 13%er. Yes, it is. Wow, that's a lot. Wow, that's a lot on the palate. I mean, it's good. Just has a lot of flavors going on. I'm glad I actually chilled this out. You know, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to enjoy this, but I'm going to let the rest of this get to room temperature. This is actually refrigerator cold right now. I've heard that this had just a lot of properties, a lot of things going on, and that's the truth. I mean, you could definitely taste the bittersweet cocoa nibs, a mild bit of chili pepper maybe even a little tobacco. Wow, it's got a very balanced feel to it though. Coffee, molasses. But again, very good. I mean, I had high hopes because the beer that won it all last year was the Prairie Christmas Bomb, and I've had the Prairie Bomb too. And I knew that these guys would produce some really good stuff. It's real tasty. Really good. Well, again, kudos to the Fort Drum boys. Hats off to you. And if you're serving our country, no matter what branch, here's to you. I really am grateful for your service to keeping our country free. Have a good one, and happy Beermas. Happy Beermas. We're here on the 12 days of Beermas. This is number 8. Got a real nice surprise. Before we get that, you know, it's the first day that I had off in my Christmas vacation. And right now, as it stands, I was able to go out and see the new Star Wars flick. You know, and don't get me wrong, you know, it is what it is. Definitely not your Definitely not your daddy's Star Wars, just put it that way. I guess the original trilogy would always have a place in our hearts, and we always think that stuff's going to come like that and, you know, be like that. But it was definitely a pretty different. It is what it is. But anyway, this isn't about, you know, movie reviews. It's about beer. Yes. The good thing about it, and this is what's a really nice surprise, is tonight's pick got sent from Colorado. And about that, which is really kind of special, I actually kind of cheated a little bit because this, I actually shared this. I got so excited when I actually got my hands on. I got a hands on a 4-pack. I got so excited about it that I shared it with a friend, and that kind of breaks the rules, maybe a little bit. But again, as I said, rules and Beermas is like pie crust. It's made to be broken. And I went ahead and I split one of these prior to the actual review here. And the whole thing about it, a lot of times, whenever I have a beer, I try to have it so I've never had it before. But, this was only a couple of days prior. And why I'm actually, bringing this up is that I felt this is really special. This is a really good ale. And what it's, the New England style, in my opinion, emulates, and I really haven't done my homework to find out which one was first, but I'm sure, the one that's probably that's world renowned, everybody loves Heady Topper. Now, one of the things why I'm bringing this out is when I actually had this, this was so special and so tasty that it came as close to Heady Topper and body and crispness that, that I've seen an actual beer, do. So, I mean, as far as, IPAs are concerned, I rank Heady on a pedestal. And again, I've talked on the threads itself and talked about, me actually doing a review on Heady. But, it really wouldn't be a review. It would be just me drinking another can. I mean, I got a real close friend in the neighborhood that's from Vermont. He makes a trip up very regularly. I tried to get him over here tonight to do a taste testing, but, he's a pretty popular guy. He's all over the place. But he comes down with cans of Heady and Crusher and Focal Banger quite regular. So I'm a lucky guy, But anyway, from this, let's get to what we're actually going to drink about tonight, because I'm beating around the bush. This is Alphabets from Weldworks, and this is from Greenlee, Colorado. And I thought that this was wonderful. Now, one of the things is I think that it competes very well with the New England style. And, I had a friend I drank it with the other day. It's totally different from the individual that's from Vermont. He actually thought it was better than Heady. So I'm going to give it another try. I cleansed my palate out because, I had a pretty good dinner tonight. But I wanted to make sure that everything was good to go. And we're going to talk about the pour, the smell, the taste, everything. And this is what this review's all about. Looks like we got a really nice body set right here. Gold pour. Got to be real careful because it seems like the head, it's really carbonated, so you got to be easy with the pour. Definitely do a lean pour here, because head buildup, unlike a lot of those stouts where you got to pour pretty hard, this one is got a good bit of carbonation going on with it. Nice fluffy head, golden color, really nice hues and thickness. The smell is almost like pineapple, banana, even a little bit of mango in there. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Again, this has a good bit of richness and more body than I think Heady has. And one of the things I really liked about Heady in general was this laid back nature. And this one has that too. It's got the laid back, but it has just a little bit more. So yeah, this is definitely exceptional. I would definitely recommend this to anyone that is able to get their hands on it. Now, unfortunately, I don't think these guys distribute this far east here in North Carolina. But if you have somebody that's willing to bring it out to you, hey, that'd be just a great bonus, wouldn't it? But yeah, it's not a whole lot of malt. Definitely a lot of citrus going on here. Very clean taste. You can, again, taste the banana. It has a nice crispness to it. That's one of the things I loved about Eddie, is the real crisp, clean taste of it, and the nice piney hop character to it. It's very like the New England style. I mean, this is just it's exceptional. I went ahead and checked out Beer Advocate Rate Beer when I actually tried it the other day, and they don't rank it as world renowned, but I think that's wrong. I think it is. I think this is really good. It's exceptional. I think it's even better than that. But matter of fact, I think so far, especially since I tried it, it's kind of unfair to even put it on this list, because this is probably the best beer. It will really be a challenge for any of these other beers to catch up to this. This is really, really something to cherish. Definitely juicy. Definitely worth tracking down and giving it a try. I think there's a beer BioWeld works called Juicy Bits, and I might want to try to find that. But yeah, this is definitely helping me with the two pains of the day. Now, I didn't even get into this, but I went ahead. I got sensitive teeth, and I rolled the dice and went ahead and had my teeth whitened. Yeah. And the one thing about it, anybody that's ever ventured down that road, it leaves your teeth feeling like you just got socked in the face. So I got that, and then I went to go see Star Wars, which was kind of depressing too, because even though all the reviews were high, except for Star Wars fans, maybe I'm just a fanboy too much. Who knows? But this definitely helps me with both of those pains, because this is beautiful. It's excellent. Cheers. Happy Beermas. And I hope you guys are able to get your hands on one of these, because this is off the charts. Have a good one, guys. Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Beermas. It's day number 9. We're getting close to wrapping things up. It's getting close. We got a real nice special beer set for us tonight. Actually, I'm going to do another doubler. So this is day 9. We're getting ready to head out of town maybe for a little bit, and we'll be back in time to get the last 2. But tonight's really kind of nice. It's another gift beer that came from Oregon. This is a really nice dessert beer, and I love, anybody that's been a fan of looking at my Beermas threads, they'll know that I'm very fond of dessert type of beers. The very first year, which I think was 2014, I think Brooklyn's Black Chocolate, took that one, that stout. That was delicious, and that was a good sweet ale. Then in 2015, the Southern Tier Chocolat, which, man, that's almost like candy, but it was just had so much body and just beautiful. That was the winner that year. And then last year, I got blown away by Prairie's Christmas Bomb. So this year, this actually is we're going to go ahead and give a try to Oregon's Sun River Brewing Cocoa Cow Chocolate Milk Stout. Only thing about it, when it comes to like milk stouts, the only thing that I really know, and this is a nice ale that's right here in North Carolina. This is in Farmville, right outside of Greenville, North Carolina. And that's about as close as, my knowledge when it comes to, this type of style and a milk stout. I mean, this is really good. But again, that's just what I'm going to be able to compare it to. Let's go ahead and let's give it a try. This is fun. Let's do it. And again, for those, that have been watching, you've probably been noticing different things. I went ahead and got myself a mop chop today. The thing about it, I'm trying to clean up my act here, The thing about it, let's see, we got a really nice pour going on here. Jet black, creamy tan head. Yeah, it's a nice little bomber here. And let's see. All right. Wow, that's like a cocoa chocolate milkshake almost. Yeah, and you can smell coffee and the bittersweet chocolate in it. It's almost, you're knocking on the door of, like Nestle Quick type of stuff, chocolate syrup, Wow. Wow, it's pretty much, it tastes just like it smells. It's like a chocolate syrup, bittersweet, roasted, a little bit of coffee in there. It's thick and rich. Not too loose on the palate. Has good mouthfeel, solid. Overall, very fitting inside my AF15 glass right here, Old Spotty. This is delicious. This is really good. I love this. Nice malt, nice body. If this was around here, this was something that I could really get into. Very awesome, and good to the last drop, eh? Here's to you. Happy Beermas, guys. All right, guys. Welcome back. Here we are again. Beermas, day 10. It's the double header. Just got finished having a great tasty chocolate milk stout from Oregon, and we got another one on Beermas 10 here. Real nice surprise from Oscar Blues. The thing about it is kind of a trip. One of my favorite IPAs is from Oscar Blues, the Goodnight. So, that used to only come in 4-packs, tall boys. Right now, well, you hear my dog Muggsy, who's 18 years old and can't breathe that well. The wife was asking me if you need to bring him upstairs, but it's okay. Yeah, he can chill down here next to the tree. Tonight we got from Oscar Blues, Death by Coconut. Oh wow. I'm excited. This is a double hitter of dessert beers. So yeah, this is great. Again, I love the Goodnight, which is a red IPA, and I love Dale's Pale Ale, and I think it's around. I'm just glad this is original. I think if I'm correct, Oscar Blues is a brewery that's in Colorado and decided to come out east and start a brewery here in I think Clemens. It doesn't really say here, but I think it's Clemens, North Carolina. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and give it a try. Enough talk. Yeah. All right. Got my dead guy glass here. See what kind of head. Got to be careful. Looks like we got a bit of carbonation going on here. It's good though. Let's see what we got going on. And I think I can almost smell that coconut from here. It's kind of interesting because this year's the wifey and I's 20th anniversary, and we decided to, we got a wild hair, and said, what the heck, we'll go celebrate, and we already did. celebrate in Oahu. So that was the coconut capital of the world right there, man. Everything was coconut crazy. So yeah, right now you got some good coconut, good chocolate on this Irish porter. Smells almost like a Mounds bar. Oh wow. Let's see what we got on the taste here. Hue is dark brown, tan head. Wow. Pretty much again, you know, it tastes how it smells. It's like Mounds bar in a glass. This is delicious. You got a little bit of toasted malts in there. Even though a little boozy. Let's see what the APV is. 6.5. Huh. Interesting. I would have guessed even higher than that because, you know, he's got a little bit of a punch there. Even though the mouth feels a little bit looser, it has great balance. This is delicious, man. This is really good too. Very awesome. Anyway, happy Beermas, Merry Beermas. Day 10 is wrapped up. We'll be on the road, so let me go ahead and drink this while I can. Have a good one, guys. Good night. Cousin Eddie here. Now, that there, Clark, is an RV. Don't go falling in love with her, because we're going to be taking her with her when we leave next month. Hey guys, welcome to number 11, Beermas. Here we go. Tonight's flavor inside the moose head is Allagash Black. This is from Portland, Maine, and I'm kind of excited about tonight's actual ale. The reason being is I'm a big fan of Allagash White. Now I know there's a huge difference with Allagash White being pretty much a Hefeweizen type of light beer, but at the same time, you know, I always think that if one brewery creates a real awesome beer, that, you know, they'll have a spectrum of different beers that are up to that same quality. Anyway, let's go ahead and give it a try. All right, sounding nice and crisp. Actually, this is probably about, I took it out about half an hour ago from the refrigerator, so I wanted to make sure it warmed up a little bit, so that way we could get all the different notes and everything to it. Let me see what we got here. Got plenty of carbonation. So like right here, this is a Belgian style black too. A lot of carbonation here. We get plenty of head with this thing. We can get a little tilt, so that way we don't get too crazy with the head. But all right. All right. Doesn't have a whole lot of nose there. Not too powerful. It's kind of hard to smell through that big head anyway. You can smell a little bit of coffee, a little bit of kind of peppery it's smelling. Chocolate maybe a little bit of licorice. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Why not? Wow, this has a lot going on. Let's see, definitely heavy on the coffee, heavy on the licorice, maybe even a little tobacco. I mean, it's just it's a ton of flavor. This is really good. It's real, almost smoky. There's a good smoky aftertaste to it too. Now that I got to that head a little bit. Decent mouthfeel, kind of loose, but still, I was sipping through the head. So let's get one more. Nice and bitter. Overall, it's got a nice sting in there. This is good quality. I mean, I probably would like the white better from these guys. There hardly isn't any sweetness at all to this, but overall, it's for number 11. This is a decent ale, and just remember something, Clark. If Snots goes to work on your leg, you just let her finish. Anyway, happy Beermas, guys. Got uno mas tomorrow. Woohoo! All right, guys, here we are. Woo! We made it. It's the final, the 12th day of Beermas. And yes, I'm in my Santa gear. The whole thing about it, it's part of the routine. Every year when I wrap up on the 24th, I do the Santa gig for the neighborhood. I ride around. I got a great group of individuals who help me here in the neighborhood. Hats off to the 1-3. That's what we call it. It's kind of funny, but one day we had I think it was Mr. Hughes. His father came into the neighborhood, and it's called Eno Trace. That's the name of our neighborhood, our subdivision here in Durham. And it's kind of funny. The father, Greg Hughes, saw the actual sign and said, Eno Trace. That's almost like Uno Tres. So it's been nicknamed the 1-3 for almost a decade now. I'm glad to be a part of it. And with that, every the 24th, I started probably about over a decade and some change ago, where I initially started walking around the neighborhood, dressed as Santa, waving at all the kids. Then I started riding on the top of my SUV, sitting out of my sunroof. I had a driver. And then it developed to where, just great people around the neighborhood. I had one guy that loves to paint. Hats off to Tommy. Hats off to Bill, because he was a carpenter that actually put this thing together. Hats off to Gary. He came up with a trailer and everything and hooking up the lights with the generator. And I got myself a sleigh where we go around the neighborhood, wave at all the people, and it's just a lot of fun. But yeah, this thing is about beer, so it is Beermas. Yes, we're here at the end. It's the 12th day, and we got a really great ale lined up for the day. And this is Crux Stout. It's not so rainy day stout. This was brewed in Bend, Oregon, and this is a gift from a really good friend out west who lives there and loves great beer. But thing about it, let's go ahead and check it out. Santa is thirsty. He's ready to enjoy a good quality ale. Smells good. Got my Griswold glass ready. And again, I chilled this just a little bit, but at the same time, I let it get to room temperature, so it's like 50-50. It's like we got a good head, a real dark pour here. This really smells deep. Smell of coffee on this jet black pour, tan head, roasted malt, caramel, almost like a cocoa espresso. So let's go ahead and here's to Beermas, day 12. good. It's got a lot of bitters in it. It's a lot of flavor, a lot of body. Again, it pretty much tastes how it smells. Has a good, acidic kick. A lot of bittersweet, semi-dark chocolate. Coffee, espresso. A little bit of ashiness, dark fruit. Yeasty, a little smoky too. All around is a good quality ale. It's really great. Well, it's awesome to wrap it up. You guys have a Merry Beermas and a Happy Brew Year, and everybody in the whole wide world, Merry Christmas to you. This is Wally Lamb and Beermas 4th annual wrapping up. Good night and enjoy. Drink responsibly. If you drink, don't drive. If you drive, don't drink. Here's to you guys.